Hello, everybody. It's me, Heather Nichols, and welcome to Tailored Expressions Live. You might notice something a little bit different. My camera looks a little bit different. Good morning, Debbie. I'm glad to see you. And if you are on YouTube, you might notice I'm on YouTube today. So it's very exciting. We've got things set up for me to be just to have the better technology here, and seeing your chats coming in this morning make me feel good that this is working. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys are all doing well. As you're popping in, say hello, tell me where you're watching from, tell me what crafty things I've been up to. This week has been, let's see, getting this set up. This has been my thing this week, is this whole technology piece. So I've been rearranging things, I've rearranged my shelves. This is a work in progress, you guys. So, oh my gosh, it's so good to see all of you guys this morning. I see you popping in. Hi, Whitney, yay, I made it. So, yes, there was a lot of nerves this morning. I go live with you guys all the time, but I do have to ask, are you gonna miss my ceiling? That's the big question here, right? I don't think you're going to. So yay. So it's been warm this week in Minnesota. I don't know how it's been for all of you this week. Super warm temperatures. It's beautiful here. It's been in the 60s. It's supposed to get cold again this weekend, but I'll take it. I mean, we're not in a blizzard right now, and that is always a good thing. Good morning, everybody. Yes, a lot of you on YouTube are super happy to see that I am on YouTube. So we are glad this is working for you guys, and I am so excited to be a part of the technology, I guess would be the word for it. So, yay. So let's take, oh yeah, a lot of you are popping in. How many of you were at Stamp Joy, Virtual Stamp Joy last week? I saw so many of you there, both on the chat, and we had our group that was watching live in the studio. I love our events. I love just for the fact that I get to go down to Ankeny and to see my people down there and not just talk to a computer screen. And it was great meeting some of you in person, and some of you I recognize your names for a long time. I've maybe met you at Stamp Joy, but it's always fun. It's kind of a small little intimate group when you got to do the watch party at the studio. So, and of course I love hanging with my other team members, Taylor and Whitney and Susan and Jill and Lori, and we had such a great week. We got a lot of work done too. So even though we were teaching class, we were doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes as well. I'm glad you guys love Stamp Joy. Yes. And now we can't wait until we get to see each other in person in the fall, right? I'm looking forward to being there this year. And yes, it's always a good time. So that's what went on last week. So I think there was a little bit of like recovery from that. And then kind of gearing up into this week, I've been doing some crafting. I'll show you those sneak peeks in just a bit. And then what else is going on in Tailored Expressions world? It is the Combo Club sign up. So last year we had the Quad Club, and this year we have the Combo Club, which is going to be just as much fun. I have seen peeks of what's coming, and it's good. You guys are not going to regret signing up, and that includes every month you get the Stamp and Stencil combo set. Taylor will do a video and share ideas with you and show you how everything works. So it's super fun to be a part of that. You can sign up right now. You can do it in a 3-month increment or a 6-month increment. And yeah, so sign up for that. And I think if you sign up for the 3-month, you're going to sign up for 3 more months. I'm just saying. So it's going to be good. So that goes through next Tuesday, the 19th. So registration ends on the 19th next week. So if you want to be a part of it, then you need to get over and get yourself signed up for that and do the pre-order. There is an exclusive freebie this week that you can earn when you do that. They're 100 plus, but I think when you sign up for the club, you're already there, right? So, and I know Taylor shared more about that on Tuesday. She showed some beautiful cards. Yes, you guys are super excited I'm on YouTube. I'm happy to be here too. So it sounds like lots of you have already signed up for the club. It's going to be great. So let's see, what else is going on this week? Really, it's the Combo Club and the freebie. Let's talk about what's coming. So I've been crafting this week, like I told you, and next week is all about sunshine and rainbows, which you guys all know. We have a special place in our heart for rainbows at Tailored Expressions. So I think you're going to see some things that, I know you're going to see some things that are familiar to you coming out at next week's release, but you're going to see some new stuff too. And not just stamps and dies and that sort of thing, but there's some extra fun little products coming your way. So I'll give you a peek of, here's the first card. So if you got on the Black Friday bandwagon, you might recognize this die. Woo! And check out all that glitter. And there might be colors that you haven't seen before. So that's one peek for you. And here's the next one. So this one was a kit that I designed for last year, if you guys remember that. And I paired that with a couple other cute little things for the sky, and of course more glitter. And there might be another thing on there that you might notice that's coming next week. So make sure that you you make plans. Tuesday, we go live with the new products at 9 a.m. Central, and then 10 a.m. Central, Taylor will be live, and she'll go through all of the fun things that are coming. All of the my mind just went blank, excuse me. Go live and show you all of the products and give you lots of inspiration ideas. I'm going to send my cards down to her this afternoon so she can share them too. So yes, there's a lot of bling, a lot of sparkle. It's going to be a really fun week, and it's good to bring a little color. Everything's so gray outside right now. I'm waiting for, it's really early yet, but because we don't have any snow, it's just so very, very gray. So yes. And I see you guys are asking questions about Combo Club. I see people answering your questions. Yes, it's a stamp and stencil set in the Combo Club is what this year's club is. So yes. Yeah, so much yummy goodness coming, Debbie. Yeah, but in fact, I see that you have played with your things and made some beautiful projects. There will be a peek up on the blog this weekend. That's one thing too. If you guys have been paying attention to the blog, we have a new person who is taking over the blog. Her name's Rachel, so you're going to see her name pop up. I am expanding myself into different areas of TE that I have already been a part of but get to spend more time on. So Rachel is going to be your blog person now. So make sure you say hello to her when you are on the blog and can leave a comment or something like that. She's doing a great job, you guys. She's been working on the blog now for several weeks, and it's awesome. So what about today? Should we get into what we're gonna talk about today? Today we have what we are calling our Throwback Thursday release. So we are bringing back something that was released previously. There's some new things added to it. And yeah, so we are gonna, you guys, we're gonna flip down and we're not gonna see my ceiling. Are you ready for this? Here we go. Look at that! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that is so much easier now. So here's a look at the project we're going to create today with the items that are coming out. So it is the Dino-Mite. If you remember last September, we had a couple of little birthday kits come out, and this was one of them, the Dino-Mite set. And so we're going to create these projects in just a little bit, but let's take a look at what is actually available to purchase today. So the star of this release, of course, is the Dino-Mite stamp and stencil combo set. So this has a red rubber background stamp and a set of stencils to add all of the cute, and I've got pixie spray all over my stamps, add all of the cute little colorful dinosaurs onto that. So the stamp is all of the fun details for the dinosaurs, and then the stencils. And let's see what else is going to come out. The thing that's new, one of the things that's new, is we have now the Dino-Mite cover plate. So this will cut out a bunch of your dinosaurs that you do. So here's one of the panels that I've stamped and stenciled already. And this cover plate will cut out a bunch of these little dinos all at the same time to use on projects. So this makes this set way more versatile. They are adorable, these little dinosaurs. So that's the new thing. The other thing that we have is the mini strips Dino-Mite. So this has all sorts of cute little dinosaur sentiments to go with our dinosaurs. So that is now available to purchase. And of course, the Insiders cards. I want to say this one is called Birthday Boy. But of course, there are lots of just sentiments. You could use this for anybody. But happy birthday, dude. A kid like you deserves a birthday that's extra fun and super special. Cheers to you, birthday boy. So yes, so it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4 different insiders panels, and you have 3 of each of these. And of course, these are also, you're able to foil these because they're printed with the toner ink. Now, the thing that you can get right now is if you order anything off of that I just showed you, if you order any of that, you will get the inspiration cards free. So there's a set of 4 inspiration cards that you will get that will give you the color combo. It'll show you the sample. You can take some different notes on there, but to get you jump started in creating with the Dino-Mite products. So any purchase from the Throwback Thursday and you will receive these free. And all of this promo goes through next Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Central. So if you want the cards, that's when you have to do the order. The other items will stay in our collection, but this is only available until next Thursday with anything from that Throwback Thursday category in the web store. All right. Well, how about let's look at some more samples. When I went down to Ankeny, they sent me samples to share, so I've got a few things to share. We're going to create also with the cards and tags I'm showing you here. But here is a card by Jill Hawkins. I love this card, and actually it was a little bit of an inspiration for my project, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So she's got kind of that mountainy background, and then has cut out the dinosaurs and used one of the sentiment that says, geez, you're really old, because, you know, dinosaurs are old. Here's another one by Jill Hawkins. This one is super cute, and it's got kind of a primary color combination there where she just used the bottom half of the panel, and then the top half of the panel is embossed with that kind of cable knit look, and then she used a couple of the strips on there as well for the sentiment. And then this card, I believe this is by Susan Block, and this is a shaker. So it's like, you know, I love a good shaker. So this one is super cute. It's got the dinosaurs, and I love this color combination of the green and orange and teal. And she did it for a 5th birthday, which then used our numbers and the little TH to personalize that as well. And this is the frame and frame 3, one of the frames from that combination. All right, you guys are asking good questions about the cardstock, 6x6 bulk packs of cardstock. I won't be able to answer that, but I can definitely pass it along because I don't know the answer to that one. So I have one more sample for you guys that I created, of course, in toffee. And this one, I want to say this is spearmint with a little Cookie Monster honey, and then macaron and dried fig. I think that's mocha down there. And I added those around. And if you got both of the hedgehog sets from February, you have this sentiment. My arms are short, but my heart is big. And that is perfect for this cute little T-Rex. So if you have this sentiment set, it's perfect for the dinosaurs. All right, you guys are so funny. We're so proud of you. I am so excited to be able to stream from both locations now. I can't even tell you how much fun that is. So, okay, here's a look at what we're gonna create today. I have 2 mini slim cards and 2 tags that I put together, and we are going to create our backgrounds with the Great Outdoors stencils. And they were perfect to set these little dinosaurs into, weren't they? So we're going to create this set. I think we're going to make all 4. I think I have everything ready to go. So if you guys are ready to start crafting, let's go. So let's see. I think I told you all of the things. I told you all about the products. I showed you all of the samples. We're on YouTube. And yeah, I think we're good. So I'm gonna grab my mini Misty here, and let's grab that stamp, and we're going to get crafty. Okay, now I have piles of stuff everywhere. I need to like find my paper that I cut. Okay, so I've got a piece of toffee cardstock, and we are going to first get that stamp in there. And we're just going to set that in the Misty and pick that up. You guys, I use my mini Misty so much. I love my big one too, but man, the mini Misty is so great. So we are going to, I'm just going to use some adhesive to pop this down because that background stamp takes up that whole surface area. And we are going to ink up our stamp with Oreo ink. And let's see, Jess Press Tool, where did you go? There you are. I clean my desk and then I don't know where anything is. You guys like me? All right, let's see. We'll stamp maybe one more time. And then we'll add the stencil details. Kind of bring these dinosaurs to life. Take that out of the MISTI. And then let's grab the stencils. Now these stencils, all of our stencils are numbered by layer, but this one, it's not that big of a deal which order you do these in. There's no specific way that you have to do it. So, but we'll go ahead and start with the number 1. And if you look at the stencil, there are little etched details like the footprints, and I think just mainly the footprints is what you're going to want to kind of look for. And that's what you can line up with the stamped image below. So I'm going to use a little bit of pixie spray. That's my favorite thing to hold my stencils down. You can also use a removable tape as well. And we're going to line those up. So use the guides on the stencil, but also use your eyes and make sure that everything is looking good, kind of peeking through those openings on there. All right, this first layer, I have to remember what I did. I think I did the green, so we're going to go for one of my favorite green combinations. And if you have followed me for a while, avocado and olive. These are definitely more of an earthy green color. Perfect for a dinosaur, I would say. All right, so we're going to lay down some avocado first. We'll add a little bit of shading with the olive. I'm using my Bitty blender brushes to apply the color through the stencil. I have to get used to where the chat is. That is the thing with the new setup. Then you have to kind of get used to where everything is, all the buttons for things, where you guys are talking. I like that I can see comments from both YouTube and Facebook. That's super great. Being on YouTube in general, right? There's lots of product suggestions hopping up. I hope you're taking notes, Whitney. All right, so we got this avocado, and then we're gonna add just a little bit of shading with olive ink. So this is similar to the color combo on the card that I showed you by Susan, but my green is definitely, she used a brighter green on hers. Okay. And we'll go for the olive. I'm just adding just a little touch of shading right at the base of the dinosaurs. Not getting too crazy about shading details, just a little bit to add just an extra bit of depth to the look. I saw that you were a virtual stamped. It's so good to see you. It's been so long. I've seen you popping in and out and sharing some things. Mai is a friend of mine from years ago. Well, Michelle, but we call her Mai. So I'm lining up the second stencil, using the guides on the stencil, but also just looking with my eyes to make sure everything looks good through the opening. And let's see, this second stencil we're going to do kind of in the more teal colors. So we're going to start out with Cookie Monster first. Olive is darker than avocado, yes. Olive actually has a really kind of, both of these greens definitely lean more brown than some of the other greens we have. I love them. All right, so we're laying down the Cookie Monster first here. So we're going to do a lot of stenciling today because we're going to stencil these dinosaurs and then we are going to stencil the backgrounds. I bet I'm going to go over past 11 just to prepare you now. But we got to do it. It was so worth it. I was so excited when I figured out this was going to work and look adorable. Okay, so there's the Cookie Monster. And I am shading that with Tropical Punch. You could use Blue Raspberry too. Tropical Punch is just a little bit, well, it's a little bit bluer and a little bit deeper, but I thought it was it went with Cookie Monster really well. All right, a little bit up here and maybe just a touch on his neck here. All right, and really all of these dinosaurs I am cutting out from this panel. So there's a look at the different colors there. And then the final layer we're gonna do kind of in different oranges. So again, we're going to line up those feet and also use your eyes to make sure everything looks good. I always feel like when you're doing these, all of a sudden they just kind of pop into place. I think I'm pretty good. Okay, so the oranges, I'm going to do candy corn for the lighter shade. And then we're going to add shading with pumpkin. You can definitely do sweet potato pie too. I've been kind of into like a little bit more like, let's do one more step darker kind of thing. That adds just a little bit more to your shading. I love how these dinosaurs, any of the layered stencils, the more layers you add, and then these images just come to life. Oh, I've seen a few people say that they had tornado warnings this morning already. Oh my goodness. That is not a fun way to wake up at all. Ugh. All right, and a little bit of shading with the pumpkin. And then we're going to do our scenes to put our dinosaurs in. So I will set this aside. First of all, we got to take a look at how cute it turned out because it's adorable. We're definitely going to be adding splatters to that. It is sweet potato pie. I thought of this, and you guys, with all of the stress about doing this stuff through technology, I totally forgot. It's Pie Day today, 3/14, 3.14. So have yourself a little pie to celebrate. I think that's a good plan. Oh, it's been, I think I had pie, I'm trying to think the last time I had pie. It's been a while. Okay, so let's take a look. The Great Outdoors stencils actually have some of my samples still in here. Whenever I'm creating and I have extra pieces, I try to pop those back into my little envelope. So originally this was released, it's kind of a more masculine feel, more of a rustic outdoors set, but it creates 4 different little scenes. I actually have 5 here, so who knows what happened. But there are 4 different scenes. There's a lot here. Anyway, I have a lot. And then there are stamps to add, like the bear and the leaves. I think there's a tree, and I guess I did the tree and the bird a lot. The deer, there's the bear, there's a pine tree. There's just a lot of different options. So I'm not going to use the clear stamps, obviously, because we're making this into Dinosaur Land. So here's my set of stencils, and I did cut a piece of cardstock, 6 by 6, so that's a piece of toffee cardstock. And again, our stamps are all numbered of which layers we suggest that you do, the orders. So we're going to start with layer 1 on this one. And then as you stencil with this set, make sure that you let your brush hit these little square registration marks. That's going to help you line up each layer, stencil layer. Okay, now I need to look at my cards so I remember what colors I did for each layer because, you know, that's just a good idea. Okay, so we're going to start out with the teal colors again. So we're going to do Cookie Monster. So I'm using the same colors. I did add one other color combo to the group because the Great Outdoor Stencils has 4 layers and the Dinosaurs only have 3 layers. So there's one additional color combo that we're going to stencil here. So let's start out with that Cookie Monster. Diane, a bunch of stuff just fell into your cart. Oh, I hate it when that happens. You guys, when I was down at the studio, I stocked up on all the things I have. Anytime I go down there, I make healthy purchases. I'm just going to put it at that. But I definitely restocked. You guys will be glad to know I've got a good supply of toffee cardstock. It was getting sketchy there for just a little bit. I wasn't running out, but it's definitely getting low. And just a lot of cardstock colors and things that I was low on. And yes, and of course, there's always the extras that I'm like, well, I need that. And when you're shopping with your friends, you guys, so I'm in the shop with Lori and Jill, and we are definitely influencing each other with the different things that we are picking up out of the studio and adding to our basket. I had a basket that I started at the beginning of the weekend, and I just kept adding to it each time I went downstairs. So it's the best way to shop, I tell you what. All right, just a touch of shading with this Tropical Punch again, just to add a little extra depth to the colors. Oh, and I didn't even follow my own rule where I said, make sure you hit those registration squares. So, yep, let's do that quick before I take that layer off. It just makes life so much easier. You can eyeball this one, but it's just so much easier if you can start off with those squares and then go from there. Okay, so there's our first layer. And let's move on to layer 2. I'm going to have a whole pile of stencils to clean here when I'm done. I'm excited that a lot of you are already planning on October. I am excited to be there. All right, this next layer we're going to do in the oranges. So same colors as I did on the Dinosaurs. We're going to start with Candy Corn. This was a good layer for orange because we had these little suns. Oh, Judy, you're hoping to be a first-time person this fall. Definitely. It's so much fun. You're going to meet people. I think that's one thing I really loved when we're chatting with some of the girls who were at the watch party, or the ladies that were at the watch party. They were talking about how they had gone to Stamp Joy the first time just by themselves and made friends, and now those are the people that they love to meet up with when they go, and they've kept in contact and are, you know, do lots of crafty connections. So it is definitely, don't be afraid to come by yourself because I don't think you're going to be sorry. You're going to meet, these are your people, right? These are the people that love doing what you're doing. These are the people you can have the conversations and, you know, your family is like, okay, yeah. And these people, they get it. Your family doesn't always get it. They know you would like it, and you're excited, and they try to be supportive, and they are supportive. But if you want to really talk about blender brushes in detail with somebody, these are your people at Stamp Joy. All right, so we're going to do some shading here with Pumpkin. Just at the base of the colors. So we're just really adding just a touch of shading right at the base of the stencils. Oh, Trisha, your girl paid for you to be in the combo club. That is a perfect gift. Like heavy hint people that you have a birthday coming up or Mother's Day coming up or yes. Is that too big of a gift for your Easter basket? I don't think so. Farley, last year was your first time and you're going again this year. That sounds great. All right, there we go. Layer number 2. It's coming together. And Andrea, you went by yourself last year as a first timer and you thought it was amazing. I'm so glad. I was sad to miss it this year. Last year. I'll be there this year. Okay, so layer number 3, we are going to go for the avocado and olive again. And layer number 4, we're going to pull out something a little different. Oh, I'm starting with, yep, there, avocado. Yes, Debbie. The hey girl, hey, I get you. Yes. That is what it is in person with all of the people who love tailored expressions and paper crafting and stamping like you do. All right. Getting this color down. These areas are a little bit bigger. I could have used a bigger blender brush, but my biddies are all right here. All right, and let's add a touch of the shading with the olive again. When I'm stamping too, and actually this was one of the projects I was working on during Stamp Joy, was getting the samples ready for today. And when I'm creating with a new set like this, I just start making stuff. So I blend up a bunch of backgrounds, I blend up a bunch of dinosaurs, I cut things out, I leave things together, and then I start putting things together. And sometimes you run into roadblocks, but most of the time it turns into something really fun. And it was very fun to be in Taylor's studio using all her supplies. Although I didn't know where anything was, so that's maybe the downside to that. But all I had to do was go, Whitney! And Whitney would just get whatever I needed for me. It was perfect, so I loved it. Thank you, Whitney. Okay, so let's peel off layer number 3. Look at these come to life. We have one more layer to add. And this last layer we are going to do with toffee ink and a little bit of mocha for blending. So again, we're going to line up those squares. The other thing I'm looking for too, just in case this is something that you didn't know, is the color from the adjoining sections just kind of barely overlaps. It just kind of peeks out just on the little bit of edges. And that is what I'm looking for in the openings of the stencil to make sure that I'm lined up how I want to be. Whitney, I wish I could just pop down anytime. I'm still going to bring you up here to organize my craft room. That is going to happen. I think everybody wants Whitney to come organize their craft room. All right, so we are going with the toffee first, and then we will come in with mocha. One more little scene. I think the thing about this too is that when we're done blending, we have 4 scenes made. So it's kind of like the Create and Quads on a miniature scale of making 4 things for your cards. And we have a few different stencil sets that do that, where it's a 6x6 stencil set kind of divided into 4. And when you're done blending, you have 4 different things to use on your cards. This one has 4 different scenes. I think there's a birthday one and a 4th of July one. I can't think of the names right now, but they are perfect for that. I probably should use a darker. I'm just going to go for this. And just a touch of mocha on the edge. Mocha is definitely a little bit of a deeper color. It's one of my favorites to add shadows with on die cuts and stenciling. It pairs really nicely with toffee, but it also goes really nice with honey. That's another one that I like to put it with. And then the other thing is that it just gives kind of a vintage shaded look to almost any color as well. All right, this is a lot of stenciling that we've done, but we're going to end up with 4 projects. And like I said, I did 2 cards and a tag, but you could definitely do 4 cards. You could do 4 tags, whatever you would like to do. All right, there's our completed scenes, and look at how pretty they are. I love how this color combination actually works out with this set. Okay, so we've got our scenes and we've got our dinosaurs. You know we need to splatter. If you have been around any length of time with me, you know that that's going to happen. So I've got chocolate truffle liquid watercolor is one of my go-to splatter colors, and I've got that already on an acrylic block. I'm just going to kind of reactivate it with my brush. My brush is really wet, so I'm going to grab a little paper towel just to kind of I don't want it too sloppy. And then we're going to tap our finger to add the splatters. Doing this on craft is rustic already, but why not make it just even a little bit more? Okay, and then we're going to add white splatters because yes, that is what we're going to do. I'm just using my water brush and I'm just wiping it off on a paper towel to clean it off. And then I've got my bleed proof, Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. And I'm going to pick up some of the white. I like to just go right to my lid and just kind of get it going. I have obviously a water brush, so there's water in my water brush already. If you're using a regular paintbrush, you'd want to put a little bit of water on there. I'm going to slide my little sentiments over here. I didn't do that with the other one. And we're going to add splatters. All right, I think that looks good. And then whenever you have white ink in your brush, you definitely need to wash it, rinse it out. So I'm going to flush out my brush onto the paper towel and make sure I get all that out. The white ink definitely, if you left it in your brush, it's going to wreck your brush. So you want to get it out of there as much as you can. My brush has kind of a squeeze part that you can flush the water through. Carrie's asking, do I prefer the Dr. P.H. Martin's over Copic white? Does one look better than the other? You know what? I would say, to be quite perfectly honest, Copic is my favorite. And I think it's really, there's not a lot of difference in it. I do like Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. It works really, really well and adds white splatters. But if I had to pick, I would say Copic is my favorite. I don't like mine is in a kind of a little open tub. The one that you can order through the TE store, it looks like a nail polish bottle. It's not great. And you have to almost take a little brush or toothpick or whatever and put it on an acrylic block to use it. So that's where this one is nicer, is that it is in kind of a bigger open top container. It's easier to get at. It is very bright. It is great. It dries pretty fast too. I can't tell you exactly why, but Copic is always my favorite. But Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white is great. Both, I mean, these are really close. They're really close. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside, and I'm just going to clean up my workspace just a little bit, get rid of some of those splatters. So I've just got a little spray bottle with a little alcohol in it, and we're just going to wipe that down. I have to laugh because I had my laptop upstairs, and my husband's like, "What is all over your computer?" And it was splatters. All right, we're going to do a little die cutting now. So let's grab that. I'll lift you up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab our dinosaurs, and we're going to need our Dino-Mite cutting plate. I got to find where I put that in my pile of stuff. All right, we're just going to lay this right over the top of the dinosaurs. This is very easy to line up. Just line it up over the top. I'm going to use a little Scotch removable tape to hold that in place. And then we're going to send that right through the die cut machine to cut out those little individual dinosaurs. And yes, I still need to get a new plate. I'm sure many of you noticed. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then, so there's 8 complete dinosaurs, and then, hold on. There are 2. This one actually was pretty darn close. He's just got a tiny bit cut off on his tail. So there's 2 that kind of cut off partially. But if you were doing like a row of dinosaurs, these ones could be on like either end of whatever you're creating. Okay, so let's take those dinosaurs, and then let's cut out our scenes. And to do that, I've got my circle stacklets and my hexagon stacklets to cut out the 2 different scenes, or two different shapes of scenes, I should say. So I am just going to snip this. A big blopple blop on this one, which I'm going to just grab a paper towel and dab. Okay, have to figure out which one I need. There it is. And then the circle one I need. There it is. I'm just going to line these up over the scenes. And I've got Scotch removable tape to hold my dies in place. Just gonna line that up. And then, of course, I set my plate somewhere very safe over here. There we go. Let's cut these out. I'm dropping stuff on the floor. So there is our 1, 2, and let's do these 2. Just line those right up on there. Knock more stuff over. And there we go. We've got our 4 scenes here. 1, 2, 3, 4 that we can use with our dinosaurs. I don't think I have to cut anything else out. I cut out, I think, everything else that I needed. I am going to take the scenes and I'm just going to add a touch of shading around the edges with toffee ink. That just kind of, to me, gave it a nice finished look. Of course, I put my toffee in the bottom of my ink pile up here. So literally, I'm just going to hit the edges like this, go all the way around. It doesn't take real long. There's one. Pamela, you're finishing up some Stamp Joy cards. That is the beauty of doing the virtual events, is that you have access to those videos so that you can, if you don't want to work right along with us, I know sometimes we move a little bit quicker and people craft at different rates and there's nothing wrong with that. But then you can take your time and go back and pause and rewind and replay and get what you need to finish your projects. Yes, the Great Outdoors in general is great for masculine cards in general. And anybody who likes the outdoors, or maybe you're doing something with a camping trip, like put the little camper, there's like a little camper that we have that you can put in that scene too. That would be super fun as well. I think there's a tent. There's a tent and there's a camper. I think the size would work. But I was inspired because Jill had used those mountain strips that came out last fall on hers, and I'm like, ooh, the mountains would be great. And then it just kind of was like, oh, but the Great Outdoors would have the whole scene. Oh, one more. All right, so now I've got all my scenes blended. We're gonna pick dinosaurs to go in each one. They definitely don't have to be the same dinosaurs as I did before. But of course we've got 8 dinosaurs to pick from. We can pick and choose who we want to put in each scene. I do want to do the T-Rex in one of the scenes. I feel like I'm missing a T-Rex, like a green one. Well, maybe not. We'll do the orange one. Or does he want to be in this scene? And then let's do a green guy. Maybe this guy here. Maybe this guy here. That's feeling cute. And then we've got some extra dinosaurs, so if you want to use them, you could try it. You could do like multiple dinosaurs in a scene. The scenes are, they'll be a little crowded, but you could definitely do a couple in a scene if you wanted to as well. So that is definitely an option. So let's set these aside because now we need to make our backgrounds. And for that, and let me just wipe my workspace down because I just blended that toffee ink on there. So for the background, I used the Knock on Wood background stamp. This is one that I designed that came out last year with the plant set. We talked a little bit about this at Stamp Joy. I actually was on a road trip and I was drawing. I drew out this whole background while we were driving in the car across the country. Okay, so I want to stamp, I'm going to do tone on tone stamping, and I'm going to do on, this is Tropical Punch cardstock, and then this is Sweet Potato Pie cardstock, because the pumpkin was too red and the candy corn was too light, but Sweet Potato Pie was perfect for my background here. So that's what we're going to use for that. I already have these stamped up with the background, so we're just going to stamp the other ones. So I've got a tag, and then this, so this is the Tag Stacklets 2. This is the largest tag in that collection, and this is one of the layers from the Mini Slim Layers Stacklet set. I want to say it's the third down from the top. That's a kind of a go-to size for me for Mini Slim cards. It gives you about a 1/4 inch of a border on the card. So to stamp our background, I am going to make sure this is centered on there so that mini slim layer fits onto the standard background stamps. And I had that adhesive in here, so that's why I did the flip, to make sure that the stamp is going to cover that whole part. Let's grab the sweet potato pie ink. In fact, we were talking about this knock on wood background stamp. I originally gave it to Taylor as it was a shelf to put the plants on, so it was just one little tiny kind of strip of wood grain. And she goes, can I have a whole background of that? And so I had to expand and draw the larger background instead of just the little one. But it's been worth it. I love using it. It goes with so many different things. I think it's fun to see how it's used with different styles of cards as well. So there is our sweet potato pie stamped on there. It's a subtle tone-on-tone look. And then we're just going to pop that tag in there. I know it's going to go in here, so I know that this is going to get covered right there. Seeing love for the knock on wood background stamp. It's a good one. I'm not just saying that because I illustrated it. I'm saying that because it's a good one. I love when things work out and become something that you grab all the time. I'm stamping this again to get a nice crisp image on there. Okay, so we have 2 tags, 2 panels. All of them are stamped with that knock on wood background stamp. And we're going to start putting these cards together. So we're going to have, I think there's a little piece of die cut still caught in this dinosaur tail, so I'm going to pop that out. Okay, so this is where we're going. We've got all these little cute scenes, and we're going to add them to this. I got to get my foam tape out, you guys. It's like hiding downstairs. I restocked my 1x3 foam strips because this is all I have left right now. And then I think I used the thin squares to pop the dinosaurs up. And we're also going to do that for the strips. So for the sentiments for the set, I did the mini strips Dino-Mite, and I already have stamped those and cut those out. So I cut them out with, I stamped them with the Nocturne ink, so they're nice, crisp, and black. And then I cut them out with the mini strips asymmetrical die. So it has kind of the little angled ends on there. Kind of whimsical and fun. So I'll set those right there. So for these scenes, let's get these little dinosaurs on their little scenes, and then we'll add the scenes to the panels. Should have cut that before, but that's okay. Make sure I have him straight. This one reminds me of Dino from the Flintstones. I should have done him in purple, right? I'll add the little T-Rex. Oh, somebody just brought up that the In the Abstract 2 that we released last week for the Throwback Thursday would also make good scenes for dinosaurs. It would be a great set to make scenes for dinosaurs. Perfect. It's a great suggestion. All right, we've got our last little dinosaur here. And I'm going to have him, should I have him stand in the water? I think so. He's cool enough. All right, then I'm going to add, I'm just going to take the thin foam strip and cut it up to add to the back. Instead of a million little squares, this is definitely what I like to do. Oh yeah, you could totally do dinosaurs with a girl theme. Use pinks. Actually, just whatever, like the person or child that you're giving the card to, what are their favorite colors? You can make dinosaurs in any color. All right, I'm just gonna kind of pop this one up right here. These strips, there's definitely not a ton of working time with them. They grab pretty darn good, but I decided his feet weren't super straight, so. All right, let's do this guy. Pamela, I am on YouTube now too. I have all of the technology to stream from both platforms now. When I went down for Stamp Joy, we got it all lined up. All right, we'll get this dinosaur on the card and then we'll get the tags put together. Well, we're not doing too bad. We're just before 11 o'clock and really we're making 4 projects here. So, and we had to do some chatting before we even started crafting, right? Let's pop that on there. Cut them down to whatever size you need. Well, I'll have to make sure that I moved my dinosaurs up far enough for the strips here. That is maybe the one thing on the tags. I should have put those on there first. That's okay, we're gonna make it work. So these definitely take up this whole tag, but it works. Snip this and then let's get those sentiments on there. Just gonna keep going with the thin foam. It's my favorite foam. I thought I didn't love a different height of foam. I thought I was good with the foam squares until the thin foam squares came out and the thin 1x3 strips came out, and now that's what I want. I just didn't have it before. I didn't know that I wanted it. You can watch and shop TE at the same time, huh? let's get our little dino guy on here. Okay, let's take a look at the sentiments. I'm probably going to kind of copy what I did on the other one. It's your birthday. Geez, you're really old. You're Dino-Mite. That'll go over there. And then there's one that's like Stomp, Chomp, Roar. That one can go on there. And then the Hope Your Birthday is Rexcellent. That has to go with the T-Rex, right? All right, my last 1x3 on this strip. I had the perfect amount. And this one I'm going to cut into strips to use behind my sentiment strips. So I'm just going to trim these like this. Whitney, can you add to your list that I want super thin sticky strips for like the sentiments and stuff? Since you're writing down product lists. At least I think that's what you're doing. Maybe you're not. All right, just do these on the back of there. I'm going to trim this just a tiny bit thinner. She is. She's on it. Thanks, Whitney. Pop those strips on there. Oh, I guess I'm sticking this one down. I pulled that backing off. I committed. Right there. I can probably stick the strips down. So these don't necessarily have to be straight. You can definitely kind of kitty-wampus them down your card too. I will angle stuff sometimes, but I tend to go pretty straight on when I'm doing my strips. Some people, it works for them to go at angles. Do it how you want. The date for Stamp Joy in October. It is, I don't have a calendar in front of me, but it's a little bit later than other years in October. So maybe Whitney can pop in with that date, because I am not sure what I say will be right. Let's see if I can move this dinosaur up just a little bit. I guess the other thing I didn't do on the dinosaurs is on the sample cards, I used a white gel pen to add some extra little spots, colored in the bigger spots on a couple of the dinosaurs and add a few extra polka dots too. When I'm using toffee, I like to add more pops of the white color just to wherever I can add brightness, because toffee is definitely not a bright color. It mutes your colors. So adding those pops of white, like the white splatters or little white gel details, they definitely brighten up your project. Okay, we're going to try to slide him up just a little bit. When I'm pulling these off and they're pretty tight, I'm trying to twist a little bit so that they release a little bit easier than if I would just pull them straight up off the card, and go slow. I still tear stuff sometimes, but today was my lucky day. We'll straighten him above the sentiment there. So there we go. So on the tops of the tags, the other thing that I like to do is I like to add those tag reinforcement dies. So I've cut these ones out, but the set, let me show you what the set looks like. This set has been around for a really long time. but it adds just that really great detail to your tops of your tags. So I reach for this a lot. It's just a great finishing touch at the top of the tag. So let me show you what I do, because there's the whole thing of there's no hole in this tag, and how do we get that to go? So these definitely have a little score line to fold that in half. So I usually do that. And I take my one and I'm going to center it on there. And then I had a pen here floating around. Let me find a pen or pencil, whatever you have. I have this purple pen right here. So that's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of draw in the circle, making sure I don't get ink on the side of my piece. And then I'm going to come in. This is the holes on the tag reinforcement dies are 1/4 inch, and so I have a 1/4 inch hole punch. This hole punch, like a lot of the hole punches you get, have the little compartment here to hold all those little circles, and I take that off so I can see my hole punch spot, and so I can go right in there and center that on top of my little circle. I don't know if you can see that real well there lighting wise, but I can see it. And then I'm just going to punch like that. And then because I know this tag is the same size as the other tag, I'm just going to go ahead and punch right through here so that I can see that. And the little piece is staying in there, so make sure you pop that out of there so that it's out of your way on your punch. So you have to look at whatever punch you have to see if you can pop that little compartment cover off so you can see your hole punch. I think there you can see a little bit better where I can center right on top of the orange and punch that hole. Now those holes are punched, and I can go ahead and add my reinforcements right over the top of them. And of course the circle ones just pop right over that circle, but these little folded ones, you're just going to fold those over, go right around that circle, and you are good to go. There we go. It just adds, it's a great finishing touch on your tags. And of course, burlap twine, right? We need that. I have so many foam square papers floating right here now. We have one more final finishing touch that we're going to add to our tags and our cards, and that is some stars, because of course all these little tags are for birthdays or celebrations, and so we definitely need to add a few stars to the tags. I thought it would be cute if we had a tiny balloon that the dinosaurs be holding, but we don't have anything small enough right now in our collection to do that. Maybe you have in your own stash either a little balloon or a little party hat or something that you could add to the dinosaurs. That would be so super cute for a birthday. So I have all these stars that I cut out with the Little Bits star die, and we're going to add these onto the cards. I'm going to just literally do kind of what I did on the original cards so that I don't have to think about what I'm doing here. Just going to sprinkle these kind of across the card. I'm going to lay them down first before I commit to gluing them in place for sure. I can sit with, whenever I'm embellishing or anything like that, I could sit and move things around forever because they can be just so fussy that way. So when I do find something that works, I want to just go. Okay, I have this one up here. Lay these out. Need a little tiny star maybe. We're getting there, you guys. We're almost done. I do think it's kind of cute. This dinosaur looks like he's wishing on a star right here. Oh, we got to put these on the card bases too, so that's one more thing we got to do. And I will use my favorite liquid glue to hold it in place, which is the multimedia mat. I did play around with using the glue press when I was down at the studio. I did not bring one home yet though. I don't know if I'm quite there yet, you guys. I love my multimedia mat a lot. Okay. So once I have these kind of in place, I do feel like this is not quite, there we go. There we go, that feels better. Grab my multimedia mat. My pick and place tool is missing in action, so we're just gonna do it this way. That's like the perfect finishing touch. Actually, you know what? Glitter drops would be super cute on this too for an embellishment down the cards, like the teal and the orange. Those would be super cute. Are there dies to match? What are you asking about? If you're asking about the dinosaurs, yes, that is the new product that we're releasing with the Dino-Mite products, is the Dino-Mite cutting plate to cut out the dinosaurs. As far as the scenes, if you have the circle stacklets and the hexagon stacklets, then you have what you need to cut out those scenes. There's also the impression thing, so if you wanted to have kind of that extra detail of the impression as well. All right. We are almost there. One more to go. Okay, got the stars on there. Let's put these cards on card bases so that they are legit cards, right? They are not legit cards quite yet. Okay, where's my tape runner? There it is. I'm just going to go ahead and put the tape right on my card base here. Just keeping it in from the edges here so I don't have to flip my panel over. Pop that down. This is that mini slim top fold card base in toffee. Which, yes, you could absolutely do this in an A2 as well. All right. And there we go. So now we've got 4 projects. We only went 15 minutes over, you guys, but I think it was worth it to complete all 4 of these with the 4 little scenes from the great outdoors to create these 2 cards and 2 tags. And I just moved one of my stars. There we go. So yeah, I think they turned out cute. All right, let me pop you up to the top. And again, you don't have to see my ceiling. I'm super excited about that. So here we go, back up to the top. Here I am. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you had so much fun creating with the Dino-Mite set. All of those products are available in the TE web store, and make sure that you order so you can get the inspiration cards. So make sure you put your order in before next Thursday. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being with me on YouTube. I'm glad you guys were so excited. I'm glad it worked actually. So there's definitely a little bit of nerves with that, but I'm happy to be all caught up with them down at the studio now. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Have a great weekend, and don't forget, sunshine